Good morning, this is Nick with Williams Sewer Line Inspectors performing a video inspection of the sewer line at 4681 Round Top Drive in Eagle Rock. Right now we're looking into a major block in the line. These roots are very extensive. As we pull forward into them, getting a little bit of visibility, but it is blocking the camera so that the camera won't go. Also, I'm going into a cast iron access at this point. If I continue to try and shove the camera into this line, all it's going to really achieve for me is it's going to shred my camera cable up. So it doesn't really allow for that. I can't clean the lens a little bit here. Okay, well, do you think you could just flush a toilet real quick?
Yeah.
Thank you. We're going to get a little water in the line and then we'll clean the lens with that to be able to push forward. What needs to happen when you have roots that are this extensive and pushing in through the line is not possible, is that a cleaning needs to be done. A hydrojet cleaning would be perfect for this house due to the fact that the access is not really ideal for doing regular cleaning. That hydrojet cleaning will clear out all of these roots and at the same time run a camera down the line so someone present at the time of the hydrojet will be able to see actually what's going on in the line pretty well. This pipe material is called vitrified clay. Vitrified simply means made into a glass form. And this is actually just a clay like you find in the soil, but it's actually been baked and turned into a glass form of the product, which means that it is completely resistant to chemicals. It doesn't rust or corrode. Over time, this clay pipe can last for thousands of years, and in fact will. The condition that it's in is determined by whether or not it's had very, very strong effort supplied to it in the past, in which case it will crack or break. The pipe itself doesn't go away, but it can get cracks, it can form breaks. And that's caused by two things. One, roots not being maintained can cause breaks in the line. It's one reason why we really want to hydrojet this line, take a look at it, just know what you're getting into. The other is earthquakes. On a hill like this, with the kind of soil that you usually get, earthquakes are somewhat subdued and typically don't crack these pipes too much. And we're seeing really not a lot of cracks at all in this pipe. I really didn't see anything significant. Here we have a pipe coming in from the left. We're right in the front yard. We went ahead and used some facilities in the house to see if we couldn't locate which facility is using this pipe. We determined that it is not the ground drainage system, and it's also not the bathrooms, which would seem to be indicated that it would be. Due to that fact, I'm suspecting that this pipe actually is a fitting that they used, but it doesn't really go to anything. It's quite often that plumbers will put in a fitting in case they need it, but not in fact use it. It'll just be capped off with some concrete on the end and buried under the dirt. At this point we're going underneath the house. The pipe has changed to a cast iron material. Cast iron typically lasts about 80 years before needing to be replaced. There's really nothing that can be done maintenance-wise to extend that length of time. What we have is just some rust occurring in the pipe. And when it being exposed to water, this cast iron will just rust pretty much uniformly. Some of these areas where there's pits or some standing water, you're going to get a little bit more rusting than typical. Slopage is very important for a cast iron pipe. There's really nothing that can be done at this point to help with that, just because of the fact that it's in a slab floor. I mean, if it was underneath a crawl space, you might be able to just re-slope the pipe a little bit. In this case, it's just have the line looked at every once in a while. Don't flush anything down the system which would block the pipe. Really just toilet paper into a cast iron system is really the only kind of man-made materials you want to put down in there. Yeah, this pipe is definitely showing signs of age, showing pretty good-sized divots in the bottom of the pipe. And that's just indicating that it's getting older. It's not indicating that it's in failure. what we'll see when it gets into failures, we'll actually see holes in the pipe, or we'll see roots coming into the pipe, which just can't come into a cast iron line under normal circumstances. This is where we entered the line through today. There's the side door to the garage door opening. Again, this line should get hydrojetted at this time, just so that you can know the exact condition of that last portion of the pipe, which is probably about 15 feet underneath the street. It's really good to find that out, and then also it will give you a nice, very clean line to get started with. The rest of the clay looks to be in very good condition, and the cast iron looks to have probably between 10 and 20 years, but no guarantees can be given for cast iron pipe, just due to the fact that it doesn't rust in such a way as it gives you a real indication of how much time it has left to it. It gives you some sort of an idea, but really nothing that a guarantee could be given off of. Again, this is Nick with Williams Sewer Line Inspectors. Please see my written report for all final findings and recommendations. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
History of the pipes. Good job.
You start to sound like a Discovery Channel guy
Yeah, exactly.
after a while.